Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 11, Lesson 81, and today we meet the loudest mark in the whole punctuation family, the dash. A comma is polite. A dash is not. It interrupts, it swerves, it grabs an idea and holds it up so you cannot look away. Let's learn exactly what it does and when a good writer reaches for it. Let's meet a piece of punctuation that practically raises its voice, the dash. It's that long line you see cutting across a sentence, and it does something a comma simply cannot do. A dash has three main jobs. First, it can mark an abrupt break, or a sudden change in thought, right in the middle of a sentence. Second, a pair of dashes can set off an extra piece of information and put a spotlight on it. Third, a single dash can gather everything up and point to a summary at the end of the line. And underneath all three jobs sits one idea. The dash makes the reader stop and look. The first job of the dash is the swerve. Use a dash when a sentence breaks off abruptly, or when the thought suddenly changes direction. Listen to this one. We were winning, then the rain came. The sentence starts in one place and lands somewhere else entirely, and the dash is the hinge where it turns. A comma would be far too gentle for a turn that sharp. Here's a second flavor of the same job. I was tired. No, exhausted. Do you hear it? The writer changes his mind out loud, right in the middle of the line, and the dash gives him room to do it. So whenever the thought swerves, reach for the dash. Job 2 is emphasis. When you want to drop an extra piece of information into a sentence and make absolutely sure nobody skims past it, wrap it in a pair of dashes. Every player, even the rookies, showed up. Notice how the aside sits between two dashes, held up like something on a stage. Try another one. The map, torn and soaked, still worked. You could lift that aside straight out, and the sentence would still stand. And notice the rule hiding in both examples. If you open an aside with a dash, you must close it with a dash. One dash in, one dash out. Never just one, or the reader loses track of where the aside ended. What those two dashes buy you is volume. The information inside is extra, but it is anything but quiet. Job 3 is the summing up. Put a single dash near the end of a sentence, and it can gather everything that came before it and point straight to the payoff. Rope, tape, a lamp, everything we needed. The list comes first, and then one dash sweeps all of it into a single phrase that sums it up. Here's another. Practice, patience, nerve. That is archery. Same move exactly. You stack the parts, you drop in the dash, and the phrase that follows tells the reader what all of it adds up to. It lands like a small drum beat at the end of the line. Now, here's the heart of the lesson, and it's a beautiful thing. Take one little aside, risky as it was, and notice that you have a choice about how to punctuate it. That choice works like a volume knob. Version 1 with commas. The plan, risky as it was, worked. Commas are neutral. The aside is simply there, at ordinary speaking volume, and the reader glides over it. Version 2 with dashes. The plan, risky as it was, worked. Suddenly it is loud. The dashes shove that aside forward and dare you to skip it. Version 3 with parentheses. The plan, risky as it was, worked. Now it's a whisper, tucked politely out of the way, played down on purpose, and we'll meet parentheses properly in the very next lesson. Same words, 3 volumes. The mark you choose tells the reader how loudly to hear it. Let's boil the whole lesson down to a quick check. 1. Does the sentence break off or change direction? Then a single dash marks the turn. 2. Are you dropping in an aside that you want to emphasize? Then 2 dashes, 1 on each side of it. 3. Are you summing up at the end of the sentence? Then 1 dash, right before the phrase that pulls it all together. And one last piece of advice, maybe the most important one of all. Use dashes sparingly. A dash is loud by design, so if every sentence has one, nothing stands out anymore, and the writing starts to sound breathless. Save the dash for the moment that truly deserves it. Ready to practice? In this first set, I'll show you a sentence that already uses a dash, and you decide which job that dash is doing. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. We'd almost finished, then the power died. Look at where the sentence goes. It begins with success in sight, and then it lurches into disaster. That is a swerve, a hard change in thought right in the middle of the line. So this dash marks an abrupt break or change in thought. Wool, matches, a map, the whole kit. Count the dashes. There is only 1, and it sits at the end, right after a list. Everything before it gets gathered into the phrase that follows. That is the summing up job. So the answer is a summing up phrase. My cousin, the loud one, arrived early. 2 dashes here, not 1, and they wrap right around the extra information. Lift that aside out, and the sentence still works perfectly. So this is a paired aside, set off for emphasis. Now let's use the volume scale. I'll tell you how loudly you want the reader to hear an aside, and you choose the punctuation that matches. Pause and decide before I answer. You want the aside loud, impossible to skim past. Which mark shoves information at the reader? Commas would be too quiet, and parentheses would practically hide it. Only one mark raises its voice, so the answer is dashes. You want the aside quiet, tucked out of the way. Dashes would do the opposite. They would shout it. The mark that plays information down, almost whispering it, is the parenthesis. So the answer is parentheses. You want the aside at ordinary volume, with no fuss at all. You are not shouting it, and you are not hiding it. You just want it in the sentence. That is the neutral setting on the scale. So the answer is commas. Let's gather it all up. A single dash marks an abrupt break or a change in thought right in the middle of a sentence. A pair of dashes sets off an aside and emphasizes it. And remember the rule, 1 dash in, 1 dash out. And a single dash before a closing phrase sums the whole sentence up. Keep the volume scale in your ear, too. Commas are neutral, dashes are loud, and parentheses are quiet. Choose the mark that matches how much you want your reader to hear, and use the dash sparingly so it keeps its punch. In our next lesson, we'll take up parentheses, the quietest of the 3. I'll see you there.